Okay, I was looking at this hand and I said to myself, you know what? I'm just going to go and fix the hand. If you're interested, you can go in and remodel with some hand that you've made and stick it on. What I'm going to do, I just made this live. I'm going to put my symmetry on so I get both of them at the same time. And I'm just going to hide my other version here. And I just hit it. Because the ZRemesher gave me some problems here. Actually, I'm going to turn off the make live for a second. Some of the issues, like just the fingertips and how they're lined up, are kind of all a bit funny. You could do stuff with them, but I kind of find them annoying. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a little trick here. I'm going to take these faces, and if I go, or this edge loop right here, and if I go into mesh and I hit detach, then I can grab the faces, and I can just go and grab my rotate tool, and I can rotate it so that my tip looks like it's coming down at the end here. Something like right there. Okay. And then I'm just going to go and merge that back together again. So if I do something like I go in and grab both those edge loops there, and if I do a quick, oh great, got the sneezes. If I go in, I do a quick bridge. Now they bridge together. Oh, God damn it, not bridging very well. Let's bridge offset that puppy. Oh, we had it. It's right there at 2. And then if I just take that edge and I go edge ring and collapse. I was holding down control and right clicking to get that menu. Now my fingertips a bit better. Okay, if I wanted to put in extra loops and stuff like that and model in a fingernail at the end. I could do a few of those along here. What about this? If I go and I use that edge ring and split, that'll pop in a loop there. And why didn't that work? Okay, there, it worked that time. This looks like a bit of a mess here. That one's not so bad, but still not strange. I have to use that little trick twice to make it work. This one here is really not looking nice. So what if I went in here and I grabbed the multi-cut tool and I multi-cut myself through here. Get over to here. Okay. And then maybe let's move this one here. There. Okay, and I'll just go over and I'm going to get rid of some of these ones that are not looking so nice. Boop. There, that looks a bit better. Maybe I'll take that one and I'm just going to go ahead and do a collapse on it. Then I've got a triangle over here. Okay. And this is all just some kind of me being really fussy and trying to come up with some way to make this thing look pretty. Let's see. So now I got the triangle out of there. Take this thing. Now the triangle's over here. And we do have a triangle over on the other side too. So let's see if I go and I get the multi-cut tool and I multi-cut myself across here and around here, over this way, back up into here. Dook. Okay, now we got back to quads again. And I have to get rid of this thing. Okay, and now that finger is separated a little bit. I'm just going to go and check. If I bring this thing back here and I go to object mode and I select it and make it live. Okay, and then I select this thing, and here I'm just going to zip in. Oh, there's a lot of history building up. Let's just delete that. And I'll go over to the quad draw tool, and that way I can just come in here. If you hold down shift, you can relax. Okay, relax on these points. I'm not sure if I'm crazy about that. I might still have to do more work on this, but just some quick little techniques that are going to help. Okay, relax. Okay, and I gotta switch some fingertips around. I don't like how that's coming into one point over here. And then I can do things too, like notice too when you're using this tool, when you're using the quad draw, when you hold down control and you pop in an edge ring, it's gonna go in and snap and it conforms to your surface. So it's gonna change things a little bit. Like you see how it's bulging out right here when I do this. Dook, moves. So I can pop in a bit more. And I'm going to stop there before I get too carried away. And try and make things a bit more squarish in the fingers. And again, if you're at all... Did I just put that in and I wasn't paying attention? Okay. if you're at all feel that this is a little bit weird, just go ahead and remodel it. Just do a complete remodel and attach it on. Actually, that's kind of strange. Okay, so yeah, when I move this cursor too far away while I'm recording, I've noticed that it pops and moves somewhere else. Okay, there. Not crazy about this thing over here. What if I took that one and merged it there, and move that over here? I could maybe spin that thing around. I don't really have a spin function on this, so that's going to do for now. What if I go in here and hold down Shift and relax some of these? I might want to do this a little bit differently too. I'm just going to get out of this tool again, and let's go back and turn that Make Live feature off. I'm going to go in and hide this other mesh. Okay, and what are we at? 6 minutes here. I'm just going to go and twist these around. I'm going to pause while I do it because it's just going to be tedious to watch, and you've seen me do it once. Okay, so I went in and I did a bunch of cleanup on the fingers so they kind of have a bit of a better line. There's still some issues in here I'm not crazy about. I made some geometry around the wrist so that'll bend a bit better, because I got a little bit of a pull right here that I like to put kind of into the hand a little bit where it doesn't deform as much. Kind of keep it away from the wrist. Got lots of history. Let's delete my history. And I hope the symmetry worked, because the symmetry doesn't typically work very well when you start smoothing. So there might be some issues over here. And you can see some of it didn't smooth that nicely. And actually that twist didn't work properly right there. Yeah, actually I've still got this on Make Live. I'm just going to go and I want these things to be symmetrical. I don't want to mirror it right now. Okay, I'm just going to leave it for now. The next thing I want to do is I'm just going to take this thing and ship it over to ZBrush. So I'm just going to go in here and I'll hit Control S. I'm just going to save this. I'm doing something bad. I'm saving over top of my last scene file. Come on, you bastard. Go away. File and export selection. And we're going to make this an OBJ. Retopo 2. Okay, there's no history on it, nothing weird. Okay, export selection. Now I'm going to go zipping over into ZBrush, and I'm going to pause while I set ZBrush up. I'm in ZBrush, and I'm just going to load up my tool here. And where am I? Somewhere in my projects, and I find Jordan Petersen, and then I go zip it in here. And there's a number 3. Why am I suspicious of this? I thought I had 4 of these things. Well, we'll see what happens. I think we'll wait for this to load up. Oh, it is loading up. I just expecting a file. And what has this got on it? If I look at the subtools, got all those subtools. Okay, cool. Now, what I might just quickly do is I'm going to append on another one. You can sometimes just go and replace these ones here, but I'm going to go and hit append. Come on, you bastard. Put on the Polymesh 3D, and it's probably somewhere up inside my head. You can put on transparency, and I don't see it. Anyway, there it is. Actually, if you just go and hit the solo, yeah, it's up inside of my head. I'm going to import in the third one and Retopo 2, open. There, and it went into the exact correct spot. Okay, occasionally you might find that this won't go into the exact right spot. It'll shrink down like 10% or shrink up, or what, shrink up? No, anyway, it'll expand, it'll scale up 100% or something weird, or 10%. You can, sometimes you try it a couple of times, it'll work. But maybe the last little detail here, I'm just going to hide, there's that retopo there, I'm going to hide that one. And there's the original one that I had sculpted before I dynameshed everything together. I might have some better options on this one. So, well, actually, this one here will probably have, here, I'll put it on solo again. Actually, let's just do this shift, hide everything. So there's the one that I've got quite a few little details on here. What about this one when I go here? A few things got lost here and there. Let's just, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. So I got this one. Let's make that showing here. And I'm going to go down to the retopo. And if I want to pick up any of those details, I can zip into project. And I can hit project all. I should maybe mask the eyes and the mouth in particular, but we'll see what happens. Okay, and let's just go in and put this on solo down here. Boop. And it looks like the mouth is kind of sewing together a little bit, so I might have to smooth that out. And I'm going to project again, and it's still doing it's kind of bad. So I'm going to smooth this thing, Control D, and then I'll hit project. Okay, and like I was saying, there's going to be a little bit of fixing around here. I probably should have gone in and made a polygroup for this, so it's really easy to fix. I'll just go in here and smooth it again, project all. Got this selected. I'll go in here and I'll smooth it again, project all. I think we've got all the details that we want, and I'm going to have to do some mouth fixing. Oh, it's just taking a moment here. Actually, you know what? I don't like those ears. They're up too high. I've been rushing this one. Actually, they feel high when I was looking at that one angle. They're not as... they're still high. And I might have to do some work on that. But if everything projected and I got back any kind of details I might have lost, and I can start sculpting and going to town. And now, one other thing I might do here, Shift-E, go down to the lowest subdivision level. I could take this back to Maya. One thing I might notice is the floor. Actually, it's respecting the floor here, but back in Maya it wasn't respecting it. I might go back and forth a little bit and move it around. But now that I do it after I got projected like what I've got, and I can get rid of all these other pieces up in here, and we'll just have the eyes and let's bring this back here, get rid of that, not show the eyes. But now I can start going to town. Okay, I'm going to stop this video here.